Hello students, today we will discuss the fourth chapter of your class 3 CBSE syllabus. In this chapter we will discuss about the birds. This chapter deals with all the aspects about the birds. Okay, so let's start. One by one we will discuss each aspects regarding the birds. Okay, so in our everyday life we see a number of birds in our surrounding environment, right? And these birds fly with their wings from one place to another within a very short time and very easily by flapping their wings, right? Generally in our surroundings we see the pigeons, crow, sparrow, parrot, etc. So if we think very minutely about the flight of birds, then it is quite natural to arise a question, okay, that how birds can fly so easily with the help of only these two wings, right? This is a quite natural question. We know that in case of birds the two forelimbs are modified into wings, right? And these wings helps them to fly from one place to another. Actually in their wings there are some strong muscles that help them to flap the wings so easily. There are two ways in which birds move their wing. Okay, number one is downstroke and number two is upstroke. Okay, during downstroke they flap their wings downward. Okay, and this downward movement of their wing creates downward pressure on the air, and this downward pressure on the air helps them to lift their body weight within the air. So in this way, by downward stroke they attain a height from the ground. Next, the upstroke. This is the upward movement of their wing, right? And by this upward stroke they store the energy in their wing for the next downstroke. Okay, so in this way, by upstroke and downstroke they generally fly. Not only the wings but also their body shape also helps them to fly so easily. Their streamlined body helps to minimize the resistance created by the air. Okay, streamlined body means their body is pointed at the two ends. This body shape helps them in flight. Number 3, their bones. The bones of the birds are so light in weight, okay, because their bones are filled with air. These air filled bones minimize the weight of their body, okay, so that they can easily lift their body weight within the air. So this is about the flight of birds. Now we come to the point how birds land. We already learned that by flapping their wings bird attains a height from the ground, right? So when they lands they do not flap their wings, okay, Rather, they spread out their wings and glide down smoothly without much flapping. Okay, though most of the birds present around us can fly, but it is not the matter that all birds can fly. So, there are a number of birds who cannot fly. These birds are known as flightless bird. Okay, so there are about more than 9,000 birds that cannot fly, like ostrich, emu, kiwi, penguin, etc. Actually, for these birds, their flight muscle present in the wings are not so developed. And the second thing is their body weight is so high so that their wing cannot lift this high body weight within the air, so they cannot fly. We know that the body of birds are covered by feather. Okay, so these feathers are also help them to fly. There are three types of feather present in birds. Number 1, flight feather. Number 2, down feather. Number 3, body feather. So, flight feather. As the name suggests, these are the feathers that are present in their tail and wing, and this feather helps the birds to lift themselves up and provide the balance for flight. Next, down feathers. These down feathers are short, soft, and fluffy. These type of feathers are present in the skin of the body, and these feathers do not contribute in the flight of birds. Okay, the next type, body feather. These feathers are present in the streamlined body of the birds. Okay, so they also give the shape to the bird's body. Okay, so up to this we have learned different adaptations that help the birds to fly. Okay, next we will discuss the other body parts of a bird. So the next body part we will discuss are the beak. Okay, we know that birds do not have teeth, so they catch their food and eat the food with the help of their beak. Okay, but it is not only the function of the beak to help in catching and eating the food. Okay, there are other functions also of the beak. These are, beaks help the birds for picking up the things, twigs, cotton, grass, and some other things also to make their nest. Okay, and in some birds the beak also act as needle to stitch their nest. Next function is, birds use their beak to transfer the food into the mouth of their young ones. Okay, so these are the three functions played by their beak. Now we will discuss different types of beak. According to the feeding habit, the shape of the beak varies greatly in different birds. Okay, so now we will discuss one by one each of these. So, in some birds like sparrow, pigeon, peacock, they have short and hard beak. Okay, and this type of beak help them to crush or grind the grains or seeds that they eat. Next, the curved beak. These type of beaks are present in some birds like parrot, macaw, parakeet, etc. This type of beak helps to crack the nuts and hard fruits. Next, in some birds like eagle, vulture, kite, this type of carnivorous birds feed on generally the flesh of other animals, right? So these birds have to tear this flesh, so they have strong, sharp and hooked beaks. Okay, this sharp and hook shape helps them to tear the flesh of the prey. Next, in some other birds like woodpecker, hummingbirds, these type of birds have very strong and chisel shaped beak. Okay, this beak helps them to drill holes in the tree trunk. We know that this type of birds like woodpecker, hummingbirds, they make their nest in the tree trunk. Okay, and also this beak help them to catch the prey from the holes of the trunk of the tree. Next, in some birds like duck, swan, they have broad flat beak with a small hole at the base. Okay, so these birds generally eat worms and small plants present in the muddy water. Okay, so during their feeding, this muddy water flows in through this hole and leaves the worm or insects or some other food materials that is present in that mud inside the beak. Okay, next, in some aquatic birds like spoonbill, they have spoon shaped beak. Okay, this spoon shaped beak helps them to gather tadpoles or insects present in the water. So these are the different types of beak present in different types of birds. Okay, so this is much for today. We will discuss the remaining part of this chapter in the second part. So thank you.